let's pretend that you and I are having a conversation. And in this conversation, you ask me, what do I do for a living? And my answer to you is, oh, I'm a healer. And you say, oh, what does that mean? I said, well, I'm a mind, body, and soul healer. I help people to identify what their stories are, what their wounding is, and then I help them to move through that relationship into something new and something better. I help them heal those wounds that they've been carrying for so long by helping them to reframe their story, to change their relationship with it. And you say, oh, well, that sounds kind of interesting. But how do you do that? Well, I work with the mind. That's where the story is held. That's the intuitive counseling piece. Then I work with the body, because that's also where the story is held. And that's where the energy work comes in, my intuitive energy massage that I've created, and all kinds of other energy works and modalities. And then I work with the soul. That's where the deeper wounding is often held from many lifetimes. That's also where often very deep trauma is held. And so I work with the soul through past life regression work and through soul retrieval and through trauma healing. And you go, wow, that sounds really comprehensive. Huh. Well, how did you become a healer? Thank you, Raven. And then I would probably tell you a little bit about my mother and her experiences and how I've always felt that if there had been a healer like me, not me personally, but someone like me, to help her with the more spiritual and the deeper wounding that she was carrying, that she'd still be alive today. I really believe that. And I might share with you how I've always been a healer. I've always helped people, and finally was able to come to create a container where I could say, this is the work that I do. And eventually I might get around to telling you, oh, and you know what? I also teach. I teach women how to become healers. And you might say, really? Well, that's kind of neat. Tell me more about that. So that's where I would say to you, well, I have this healers program. It's called the Confident Healer. And it's a 10-month intensive certification program that certifies you to be a mind, body, and soul healer. And if you want to know more, I can email you all the information. And you might say, wow, that sounds really neat, but I don't know if I got the time to do a 10-month intuitive healing course. And to that, I would say to you, well, the way that I have structured and designed the program is so that it can be a part of your daily life. In fact, that's how I insist that it be. That you're able to take all the practices and the tools and techniques that I teach you and use them in your daily life right away. Start using them practically for yourself and for other people around you. That might get your interest, right? You might think, well, okay, a program that I can do, that I can bring into my daily life, where I'm going to show up for other people and I'm going to learn how to become a healer. Huh. At that point, you might say, sign me up.